Hello everyone, welcome to Vysh Courses YouTube channel. I welcome you all to the series of current updates. My name is Vaishnavi. In this video, I am going to deal about the topic called Japan-Australia signed security pact. So, how this security pact is a concern, or is it a concern, or is it an advantage for the country like India? So, this is what we are going to discuss in this topic. This video will be helpful if you are the person of the optional called political science in UPSC, or if you are if you are the person who are preparing for UPSC also, it will be helpful in order to build an opinion on this. Okay, and also if you are preparing for any other examination also, generally also it will be very useful. So don't wait, just share this video with your friends so that it will benefit them also. Give your feedback in the comment box and don't forget to subscribe to the channel if you are the new one to this channel, and like the video after watching the whole content. So with this note, let's start the video. So the news is about the Japan-Australia Pact. This is showing others can move on without India in Quad. So what is this news headline? Like, what is it signifying, or what is it telling? So this will be reading in the further slides. So what is the observation? What actually happened now? So because of the growing concerns over China, there are many agreements or many pacts which are done by different people, okay, in order to counter the Beijing, that is China. So we know that China is trying to dominate the Indian Ocean region and the Pacific region, right? So in order to counter the dominance or the advantageous position of China over there, many people are partnering themselves, having many alliances. So they are creating many alliances, many pacts are created in order to counter Beijing or China. So in order to tackle, some of the pacts were created. So if you see some partnerships programs like Trans-Pacific Partnership. So the Trans-Pacific Partnership is more about the economic dominance, like in order to counter the economic dominance of the China. And the next one you can see is the Quad grouping. This is a very famous grouping of India, India, Japan, Australia and all. Okay, so this is the famous grouping of this people, and US. Okay, these four countries are the part of the Quad. So the next one is the Inter-Parliamentary Alliance of China. Okay, so this Inter-Parliamentary Alliance on China is in order to counter the political ideology of Chinese people. Okay, the regeneration of the Five Eyes Alliance and AUKUS Alliance. Okay, these are some of the examples of those five. Okay, so if you see in all of this, Australia is a member. So Australia is a member in all of this. Okay, so Australia is like, it is against China in all the ways. So it is trying to partner or ally with many other countries. So you can see in all of this, Australia is a member. So this is a very good thing for India, that some countries are uniting themselves in order to counter the Chinese influence in the Indian Ocean and the Pacific region. Okay, but what is the grave concern? Why is it concern for India? So why is it concern is because initially let us see how Australia is tackling this issue. So Australia has been working with Japan, India, US, Britain in order to strengthen its defense ties because of the growing concerns against the China. So there is a pressure which is kept on Taiwan. Even Australia is supporting this. So freedom of navigation in the region and the trade disputes are many. Like, there are many trade disputes between Australia and China in the recent past. Both are imposing tariffs on each other. Okay. If you see recently also, Fumio Kishida, that is Japanese PM, and the Australian PM Scott Morrison, they had a virtual meet. In this virtual meet, from past several years, they are discussing about this reciprocal access agreement, but it didn't come into effect. But now, after the virtual meet, after several years, they had made a reciprocal access agreement. So Japan is also considering additional security cooperation arrangements with the UK and France also. So how is its significance? Like, what is its significance? So this is a Japan's first security agreement with any country after its treaty with US. So why is it important? Because in 1960, Japan and US had a pact. So this pact is about forces agreement. Okay, so US, like, it will allow the US to base warships, fighter jets, and thousands of troops in and around Japan. So this happened in 1960, and after 1960, after almost 60 years, Japan had its first security agreement with any other country after its treaty with US. So this is a very significant move by Japan, right? After many years, it has taken this step. So this RAA will allow the Australian and the Japanese militaries to work seamlessly with each other on the matters of defense and the humanitarian operations in the Indo-Pacific region. Okay? So this is the significance of this RAA. So what is the Chinese response on this particular thing? So before the virtual meet has held, actually Chinese responded by saying that Pacific is not a place to make waves. So it is saying that Pacific is some region where bilateral ties are needed in order to create peace, not to create waves. This is what the China's response. So they know that it's a concern for them if these countries are making agreements with each other in order to counter me. So we can clearly see that the Chinese know about it. So how it becomes a lesson for India? Okay. The newly signed Japan-Australia Defence Agreement should be a welcoming move by New Delhi, but there is some concern about it. We know that India is a member of the non-cooperation movement, non-cooperation, that is NAM. So India is a member of non-alignment movement, okay, NAM. So it will not cooperate with any country. It will make other countries as partners, not as allies. So India will make other countries as partners, not as allies. So this is the reason why what other countries are doing is, they are, for example, Quad has 4 countries. Who are those 4 countries? US, Australia, Japan, and India. So now you can see Japan and Australia are having this bilateral pacts, and even Japan and US have some bilateral agreements, and Australia and US also has some bilateral agreements. So from the Quad, these 3 are excluding India. So they are putting aside India. So this is a concern for India, right? Okay. So we are a part of NAM, and we don't want to ally with any other country. We want to become partners but not allies. So now there will be a biggest question in our minds, whether we should leave this NAM and we should ally with another countries in order to like have a partnership, like have a good bond with others. So some scholars are saying that New Delhi should think seriously about the import of the new security agreements like Japan-Australia agreement. So these arrangements will actually help the India, but this is a concern that India is kept aside by other countries. They are moving on a deeper security cooperation by putting India aside. So it is unlikely that New Delhi's ambivalence is causing these developments, but the depth of these arrangements cannot but invite comparisons to the Quad and specifically India's stance. If India's partners continue to build other agreements, it would actually reduce the importance of the Quad in their eyes. They'll obviously reduce the importance of Quad, and they will have that bilateral ties. So in this situation, it's a better thing that India also join those agreements. So this is what many scholars are telling. Okay. I hope so you have liked the video. Let's meet with another interesting video in the next class. Thank you for watching. Do subscribe, like, share and comment. Jai Hind.